Alrighty then, hold on to your gadgets. After today's tech update, we've got a call from my weekend show, The Kim Komando Show, that's just too good to skip. Most Americans who heard about last week's crippling cyber attack on one of our largest hospital chains simply shrugged it off as yet another cyber attack. But it wasn't. It was a warning. And here's what you need to do right now. I'm Kim Komando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. Save 20% on a new SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan at simplysafekim.com. Ascension is a nonprofit healthcare system operating 140 hospitals across 19 states. By last Thursday, the entire operation was reduced to notebooks and Post-it notes. All electronic patient charts were frozen. These charts are the patient's history, the core of a hospital's ability to provide care. Lives were at risk. This was, of course, a ransomware attack. So do this today. Make a list of all your medications. Next, contact your doctors and get physical copies of all your medical records. Keep them safely with you so that should a medical emergency happen, your chances of survival are not compromised by cyber criminals. Enter to win an iPhone now at winfromkim.com. All right, just as I promised, here's a fantastic call for my show that you've got to hear. James in San Antonio, Texas. Hi there, James.
Hi, Kim. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. How can I help you today?
Okay. I have a question. Now, unfortunately, my family's in a situation where my older brother he was diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
And because of, health problems with his kidneys and liver and all sorts of stuff, he became a double amputee.
Oh, wow.
And about 2 months ago or so, unfortunately, he lost eyesight in both of his eyes.
Oh, my gosh. Poor guy.
Yeah, so for real. And unfortunately, he's never been too healthy. And now, because he's lost mobility as well as eyesight, he's just at home, trying to do things on his own, but unfortunately, he can't.
And he's probably getting frustrated and depressed and everything, too, I imagine.
Oh,
right?
yes. Oh, yes. And, unfortunately, my older brother and I, we had a falling out years ago. And, both of my parents have since passed away. And it's just me and my two brothers. So, I kind of feel responsible for him,
Sure.
and I want to make sure that, I can do, even though he hasn't really been too much in the picture, I feel for the guy. I love him. He's still my brother. So
Well, you know what? It says a lot about you. It does. I mean, at the end of the day, really, truly, at the end of the day, family is what matters, right? I mean,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
You can, and your health, and you're really blessed. And I'm sure your parents are looking down on you, saying, "Hey, James, we're happy that you're helping him out." I mean, so there's a lot of good stuff going around.
Oh, thank you, Kim. I really appreciate it. What me and my younger brother, what we're trying to do is trying to do something to occupy his mind. And he's always been, very independent. He was into mountain biking and, reading lots of books and all sorts of stuff. And he's trying to get into listening to podcasts and audiobooks and stuff like that. We're trying to figure out the best avenue to take in order for him to do that. He's getting frustrated because, he'll be listening to a podcast and then he needs to switch something and he can't do it without assistance. Okay,
so is he using an iPad?
Right now, what he uses, he's got an iPhone.
Okay.
And that's what he uses. That's his primary thing.
Well, the good news is that, Apple has done a tremendous job of with voiceover accessibility settings on their phones.
Okay.
Have you looked at any of that?
With me, I'm an Android user. I've always been an Android user, and for some reason or another, Apple has always been very foreign to me. So,
well, I can send you some links, and Apple has this whole accessibility site.
okay.
The American Federation for the Blind, they've got tons of links about ebooks and online lessons, and there's websites like it's like macaccessibility.net is one.
Okay.
There's also videos that he can listen to that will train him on how to use his device. See, he needs training.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that's where he needs to know how to use this stuff. Okay.
Right. Right.
So he only has an iPhone?
I believe he's got some sort of tablet. I don't know if he does have, an iPad or, some sort of Android tablet. That, like I said, I don't spend a lot of time with my brother. In fact, the last time I saw him was maybe about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
And,
All right.
I correspond with him, via his wife.
Okay.
So,
All right. So he has his wife to help him. Okay.
yes.
So he's not totally alone, because that was my concern. Like, oh boy, this poor guy. All right. So let me do this. Let me send you some links about how to use VoiceOver, and I'll send you some links about ebooks and the videos that he can listen to that will enable him to use his iPhone. The iPhone is an amazing tool for anybody who's visually impaired. And so what we need to do is just to get him up and running on it. And then it sounds like he has the internal fortitude and the desire and also the technical acumen to kind of run with this at that point. So let me put together some special links for you, James, and I'll send them out to you. Hey, thanks for hitting play today. You're awesome. If you have questions, shoot them my way. Head over to komando.com and look for that Email Kim link. I read every single note like it's a hot off-the-press tech news alert. Hey, get ahead of the tech game too. Just sign up for my free daily newsletter. It's just a click away over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.